Carolyn Dube, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Where are you? That looks like an incredible space.
I'm in my studio, in my messy place. I thought about cleaning it up for everybody, but no.
Oh, they'd be afraid. They'd start calling your husband. She sick? Is she okay? And where is your home? Where
I'm down
this
in
is your
the
home? Yeah.
home studio. I'm down in the Louisville, Kentucky area.
Okay, so you're what, 3.5, 4 hours away? How long does it
Yeah,
take you to
something
get
like
here?
that. Somewhere in that
So
neighborhood. Depends how much
yes.
I sightsee along the way and like driving down, you pass interesting things. There are cool like old barns and you want to take pictures and then you so it can take me a while to get there because it's a beautiful drive.
It's the journey, not the destination, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Ah, well, Val is downstairs in the shop, and I'm hoping she's busy. So I'm upstairs in the loft at Ephemera Paducah, where you have stayed.
Yes, that loft is incredible. It is the ultimate. I mean, to be able to stay in a really nice place right where the class, I mean, come on, it just doesn't get better than that.
Awesome. And next year, I'll be renting out just a couple of the other beds. So you might have some guests while you're teaching here. So that might be fun too.
That's absolutely fun because we get to know each other during those 2 days of
Yeah.
playing and creating that it's almost like summer camp.
It is
And
like art camp, isn't it? Yeah. Art
it
camp for
is.
adults. I love that. Yeah.
Yes. And I mean, you've got that big kitchen up there so you can, bring a breakfast. Like it's so nice. Like it's so convenient. Such a beautiful space.
So, for those of you who are tuning in, let me give you just a little background. My name is Kristen Williams, and I am the owner of Ephemera Paducah, art workshop space in Paducah, Kentucky. And Paducah is located very centrally. We are 2 hours from Nashville, about 2.5 hours from St. Louis, 3 hours from Memphis, Tennessee, and about 3.5 hours from Louisville. So people drive in from all over for our workshops. We are also served by United Airlines and have a couple of flights a day. So even if you're over on the West Coast and you've watched Carolyn all your life and you want to come learn how to gel print from the mistress of gel printing, then you can get here. And it's just a really fun experience. And Carolyn, you've been to Paducah a couple of times. You came with Stencil Girl and Friends, and then
Mhm.
you taught last year 2 back-to-back workshops. What
Yes.
does anything surprise you about Paducah, Kentucky?
It's the most interesting town. When you have a town that size, you would think that it wouldn't be as creative as it is. There's
Mm-hmm.
so many. It's just a great place to wander around. The restaurant choices, oh, they fantastic choices for a town its size. It packs a wallop of fun stuff. I mean, it's even just the architecture of the houses.
Oh yeah,
From
yeah.
you go around a corner, there's some little artsy thing. It's a great art community. So it's yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed the town as well as you because one of the things that I enjoy
Ah.
as an instructor, well, people need to know this, is that things need to be organized.
Mm-hmm.
We're there to play and enjoy, and you make sure that people can do that. You cover getting lunch taken care of, which is so nice. We don't have to mess with that.
Mm-hmm.
This is about, we really get to enjoy for that time. And part of it's because you do a really good job managing the business end of it in the sense of, what time are doors open? What do you need? You have, beverages and snacks. Oh, that infused water with you had
Oh,
cucumber.
the spa water, yeah.
Yes. It's fantastic. And you are there to help as well as have things. You have a list of things people can go do after class. There's interesting, like not junking
Oh,
and
great junking. Yeah, yeah.
that rusty place. It's
Yeah.
not called that,
Anything
but
goes trading company. Oh, yes.
yes. You always have, so what people are interested in, you can help them find what's available within Paducah, as well as restaurant reservation or recommendations. It's nice to have somebody running the workshop that is focused on everybody having a good time. It just
Well,
makes it really
thank
nice.
you. Yeah, I like that kind. We take a concierge approach. All of our staff does. It treats everybody the same way, and we've got a. I always like it when someone says, "Well, I want to come, but my husband's going to drive me," and I'm like, "What does he like to do? Let me pack his days so he has a good time or she has a good time while you're making art." So there you go.
Yeah.
So you taught last year, and what was that? That was kind of a basic gel printing. I remember we did some great warm-ups and I still have a box of papers. Everybody got 500 sheets of cardstock. And so what what'd you lay down in that class? And then what's different about the class? And it's the first weekend in March, 2022.
So with each workshop, there are two things that I do. I have the general framework of what I'm going to do. And then there's also room to respond to what the class needs. So what are the individual needs within there? So it can go a lot of directions in the sense of, we started with some of the beginner stuff last time. And it's not so much that it was necessarily beginner, it was just getting the framework. And even experienced printers like, oh, this is how you can see the skills build. If you go step by step and things build incrementally, you can take something very complex in the end and see how it came together. Right. And I really like doing that because gel printing, every one of them is unique. It's not like you can go 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's also each of our styles and what we like doing, and even just how we move the brayer and all that impacts your print. The thing is by going step by step, you start to understand why it's happening. It's not random and it's not guessing. And when you understand what those steps are, you can then adjust them to what you want. So if you want it extra grungy, you know what to do. And if you want it extra crisp and clean, you know what to do. And so we had a very broad approach to gel printing last time. And so this time, what we're going to be doing is focusing on colorful layers. And one of the things people have asked me about is getting those beautiful blends, the kind of color blending where people go, how'd you do it? How many layers? I love those prints where nobody can figure out how you do it. And in fact, on some of mine, I have to write on the back how I did it, because if I just, I can't figure it out. And so we're going to be talking a lot about color, about those layers. How do you get that depth in there? And it comes down to, when do you blend and when do you not blend? How do you know when to do those and what's going to happen when you do it? And so we'll actually be adding some stuff into our paints that will allow us to blend more. It makes it a little bit easier. It's very forgiving. And this is something that I haven't shared anywhere else before. You're getting it first at Ephemera Paducah.
I didn't know that. That's fantastic. Yes. Ooh.
So, and now I'm also, and the other thing too that I love is, because we've got the space at your place, it's 2 people to a table. So you've got a 6-foot table, 2 people. That means you guys have some space, but I like to take it a little bit further and make it so you don't have to pack a lot of stuff either. So
I love that. Yes. Yes.
I bring most of the supplies. You're going to bring paints that you like to use, and it just has to be an acrylic paint and you're good to go, and an apron. But I bring the gel press plates. I'm going to bring the Stencil Girl stencils. I'm bringing pan pastels. I'm bringing the stuff we're adding to the paints. And the reason why, and a bunch of other stuff too. I always bring a ton of stuff.
You should have seen her car last year.
Loaded. There's a reason I drive a minivan.
Exactly.
But the thing is, it allows you to people to play with it, try it. Do I like this? How does this work? And then, because we're in person, you get to ask me questions while you're printing. Yeah. And so you can see, do I like how this feels? Does this do what I want? It's a great sampler to try things, to see what fits your style, to get the prints that you love. So, yeah, and I just love, we've got space, the tall ceilings, the beautiful daylight. Your space is amazing for playing.
Thank you. And we do have the overhead projection system. So not everybody is up breathing on everybody watching you make a print. There's not a bad seat in the house. So you can sit and watch, but then you wander around and help. And so Carolyn is, as you are very well aware, if you've ever opened YouTube, an amazing teacher, and is obsessed with this, which is lovely, because her obsession feeds all of our obsessions, because we're all obsessed with this stuff. And I learned so much last year, because I was when gel plates first came out, I don't know how many years ago, or jelly plates, whatever they are, we all just kind of picked them up with wild abandon and just started throwing way too much paint on them. And you'd have an accidental print that you loved and you'd go, oh, how did I get that? But you have diagnosed this and recorded it and figured out, so that we're not, it's fun, but you want more prints that you love. And this is a way to document that and understand that. And I think that's just fabulous.
Well, it starts out as very random.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it really isn't. Like, if you start going, why did this happen? And once you understand why it's happening, you can steer it, you can guide it. And we'll build, like, this print is actually this is from actually part of the warm up, and all of the rainbow on there, all of that wet paint, no mud. And that's one of the challenges that people have, is I always say, mud? Why did I get these colors? How did this happen? And color is just such a key part. When you get the colors the way you want them, the rest of it just falls into place, which is why color being such a big focus for this one. But again, as it always changes, as we're there for those 2 days, if there are things people want to know, of course, I'm answering questions. What do you want?
Try this. And then, so the studio is also fully stocked with supplies. We have a store that has all kinds of stuff. So as teachers kind of pivot or something comes up and they go, oh, I didn't bring we have it. So whatever she doesn't bring, we've got you covered. So we can really respond to the class and take the paths that are going to fulfill our students the most, I believe. I hope. All right. So this is the first weekend in March. I'm going to put a link when I post this on social media so you can go straight to and register for the class. And anything else you want to add, because I have a flash round of personal questions.
Well, all I can say is I had a blast last year and I cannot wait. This is as much art camp for me as it is for everybody else, because it's so fun to see the prints. And we've had absolute beginners, newbies, barely took it out of the package, as well as people.
Oh, we did have people brand spanking new. Yeah.
And then there were ones like you that were experienced. Like, no matter where you're at, the more you understand it, you get to take it up to the next level. So for me, it's just exciting to see those light bulbs go on, the understanding. So I'm excited.
Well, and one quick question, because for folks who are like, well, what do I now have a stack of papers? What do I do with them? What do you do with your gel prints?
So what you do with them is what do you use paper for? So if you're a card maker, you make cards with them. If you're a rubber stamper, use them with your rubber stamping. If you like to do collage, use them for collage. Anything you can do paper with, if you like making journals, make a journal with them. I've made a lampshade with them. I made a birthday cake with them.
Oh, wow. Fun.
You can make, I cover a can and now you've got a pen holder. Like it's really whatever you do with paper. My absolute favorite thing to do with them, though, is to touch them.
I like art you can pet. Yes.
I have a stack of my favorites, and these are like souvenirs of just those really happy, exciting moments. And I love them. I just pull them out. Like if you're having an off day, you just look through them, almost like looking through photographs, but I can pull them out. I touch them. Like that is what I truly love about them. And one day maybe I'll frame them, but if I do, then I can't touch them as much. So I really do have a stack. That I just love to pull out and play with. So
art you can pet and all that, and have a best friend after all this. Yes, I'm getting weird images, Dube. Weird. All right, so we're going to keep this short and sweet. Here's the flash round. All right, are you ready?
As ready as I'm going to be.
All right, who's your celebrity crush?
Yes,
you can't say Seth after. Go. Celebrity crush.
Celebrity crush. In art or in
the world, in the media. Yeah.
In the world right now, it's Andy Warhol.
Andy Warhol, celebrity crush. What was your first job?
First job was, besides the usual babysitting, it was cleaning toilets.
Where?
I had an office in high school. I was the cleaning lady, and just so you know, the men's bathroom is always dirtier than the women's.
It's always the grossest. Always. When you were a child, did you play make-believe? And did you take on a different persona or dame?
No, I did do make-believe. I did have an invisible friend. However, I did not create my invisible friend. It was given to me by one of my parents.
What was your invisible friend's name?
Fritz. He was always there. Yes, Fritz. So I didn't have to make one up. My family made one for me.
Well, so, that's a gift. What is your most hated art supply?
Brown. Brown. Oh, if it's brown.
It's brown. That's a great answer. And what is your current most loved art supply?
Oh,
I know, it's like picking your favorite child. I'm making you do it.
All right. My favorite one is stencils on a gel plate.
There you go.
I've squeezed in two there. And those two, because they're different every time you use them. It's not, they're like paintbrushes. It's how you use it that makes
how you use it. And it took me a long time to figure that out. It did. No, because you do it one way, and then all of a sudden you do it different and go, well, that's cool. What did I do? Yeah. So awesome. Well, the indubitable Miss Dube, we can't wait until March 2022. And I'm going to put the link and all the details when I post this on social media. And I can't wait to welcome your students to our studio again. I think we're going to have a blast.
I can't wait to do it again. It is absolutely such a fun weekend. When you invited me to do it again, I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yay. All right. Well, have a wonderful holiday season, and I will see you before you know it.
Thanks, you too.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.